Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
The city of Fargo wants to study the idea of wind turbines in residential areas. City law right now doesn't allow these smaller energy generators, mainly because of noise and tower height.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly explains what a home wind turbine might look like if approved.
Wind is a rapidly growing green energy source used around the world and something very familiar here in the Valley. That's why Fargo leaders are willing to take a look at the possibilities of home wind turbines. Not everyone we spoke to is convinced it's the right move.
It seems like it'd be a little bit of an eyesore, and then there's the noise factor. So it doesn't seem like there'd be too much that's really positive about it. I think I'd probably rather have solar panels.
The last thing I want to see in all of my neighbors' backyards is frickin' wind turbines. To some people, they might be beautiful. That just looks like clutter. And literally, if they can all build wind turbines, that's your backyards full of wind turbines. That's ridiculous.
Home wind turbines come in a variety of styles and sizes, typically ranging from 3 to 6 feet wide. They range in height from about 20 feet to 20 feet above your home. They stand on a mount similar to a flagpole or can be directly attached to a house like a satellite. These turbines can be ordered through companies like Home Depot, Amazon, and eBay.
It's a great idea conceptually, all in. I think for the average homeowner, for it to make sense financially is really important. So is the cost of investing in same against the cost of return in it, does that work or doesn't it? That'd be really interesting to understand.
Commissioners voted to have more research done, led by the planning department. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
The planning department will bring the findings back to the commission with a recommendation for city ordinance.
Police in Bemidji, Minnesota are asking for your help finding this person of interest in an ongoing investigation. If you have any information about him, you're asked to call 218-333-8309 and reference the photo number 431.
A Fargo man could wind up spending 10 years in jail for creating a fake study as a means to inappropriately touch women. 28-year-old David Saylor pleaded guilty to fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct. Last year, Saylor told a woman at a Moorhead gym to help him with a medical study. He then touched the woman in a sexual manner and asked her to do the same to him. Authorities later confirmed there was no medical study, and he had been doing this to other women in Fargo. Saylor is also facing similar charges in Cass County.
A Foston, Minnesota man is now facing child porn charges. 27-year-old Julian Zeller is accused of having child porn of a minor under the age of 13. A Dropbox account linked to Zeller revealed multiple videos and images. Further investigating led authorities to his cell phone and other electronic devices, where they uncovered more damaging evidence. Zeller will be in court tomorrow.
2 years ago, North Dakota reported 5 million cyber attacks in the state every month. Right now, it's more than 15 million every month. IT officers say hackers target North Dakota due to its agriculture, energy, and innovative research centers. The state is making changes to better combat the online attackers.
We've also been deploying significant new technologies that allow us to be able to use artificial intelligence to our advantage so that we can see when our attackers are coming at us every day.
The state says hackers are also targeting military bases, searching for military secrets. ITD says the best way to protect yourself from a cyber attack is to be vigilant and to avoid clicking on links in text messages and emails that you don't recognize.
President Donald Trump's 2021 budget proposal closely aligns with his desires. The president says the $4.8 trillion proposal is set to bring the deficit down to what it should be, which is close to zero. The plan includes cuts to Medicaid, but will leave Medicare and Social Security untouched. The president says they had no choice but to increase spending on its nuclear programs due to competition from Russia and China. It also includes $740 billion in military spending and $2 billion for the border wall. It's unlikely to pass through Congress.
Candidates for the Democratic presidential nomination made a final push for votes on the eve of the New Hampshire primary.
President Trump also touched down in the Granite State for a rally of his own. Skylar Henry is on the ground in Manchester.
Democratic candidates made their final pitches to voters across the state Monday night.
We're going to bring our people together.
The latest New Hampshire CBS Battleground tracker reveals a fight for the top spot between Bernie Sanders, who won the state in 2016, and Pete Buttigieg, who currently has a 2-delegate lead over Sanders in the disputed Iowa caucus results.
There are folks right here in this room still thinking through your options, partly because it is so critically important that we get this right.
Senator Amy Klobuchar saw a surge in daily tracking polls and in her campaign war chest since last Friday's debate.
People are able to look at the candidates and think, wait a minute, who could really stand up to Donald Trump?
Senator Elizabeth Warren and former Vice President Joe Biden are lagging in New Hampshire and looking past Tuesday.
We're going to do just fine heading south and across this country. We're going to win this nomination.
I'm in this fight, and I plan to win it.
Some voters are waiting until the last minute to decide.
I would be comfortable voting for any of them because this is really about what Trump's doing to our country.
President Trump held his own rally here in Manchester in an effort to win a state he lost by fewer than 3,000 votes in 2016.
He came because he knows that the primary is tomorrow, and so he figured, hey, why not get as much support as I can?
The Trump campaign believes it can flip the state in November.
We proudly welcome and embrace voters of all parties and political persuasions who want to join our mission, a very simple mission. Remember, make America great again.
43% of New Hampshire voters are independents, and state law allows them to vote in the primary. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
Momentum out of this primary will be so key because of the race for the Democrats really picks the pace up from the point forward. Over the next 3 weeks, there are going to be 2 debates, another caucus, and another primary.
A federal judge has denied Secretary of State Al Jaeger's motion to dismiss the case over the state's photo ID law filed by several North Dakota tribes a week before the 2018 election. It required street addresses, which many people who live on reservations don't have. District Court Judge Daniel Hovland says it forced tribes to use significant resources to make sure tribal members can vote. The Spirit Lake Tribe, the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, and some individual tribal members also claim the law intentionally discriminated against Native Americans, which Judge Hovland says Jaeger did not dispute.
A group seeking to amend North Dakota's constitution to legalize recreational marijuana is now aiming for the November ballot. The group, ND for Freedom of Cannabis Act, says it has nearly 2/3 of the at least 30,000 signatures it needs on a petition, which is due by July 6 to get on the November 3rd ballot. The group is different than Legalize ND, which wants to change in-state law to legalize marijuana. A similar measure lost by a wide margin in 2018.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait weather.
All right, we take a look at temperatures across our nation. We see 70s down to the south and even up into central Canada, nothing sub-zero. So where is this cold air that Hutch is speaking of that is heading our way? We've been talking about it since early last week, 1 week ago at this time, and here it is, Baker Lake, 40 below. So along that Arctic Circle line and points north, an Arctic air mass is developing, and it is expected to dive southward as we go between now and Thursday morning. It's going to come with some nasty conditions, and I'll detail those in a moment, but just know this, keeping the glass of milk half full, this cold air mass doesn't stick around too awful long. So we'll keep that in mind as we go through the forecast here momentarily. Right now, 24 out at Hector, 14-mile-per-hour winds makes it feel as though it's 12. Our snow showers wrapping up across the valley heading into our overnight hours. I expect quiet conditions. Temperatures are coolest up north where we have 14 in Cavalier. Notice this pink strip up here. That's where the sky is starting to clear out just a bit. They're cooling off a little bit quicker up there. Down to the south, we have 20s. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. Tonight, we have very little going on weather-wise. We'll have quiet winds, quiet sky conditions, and temperatures dipping down to around 10 degrees region-wide. And it does look like as we go through our day tomorrow, the big difference will be winds. We didn't have a lot of winds today. We, in fact, enjoyed some sunshine, and we will enjoy some midday sunshine again tomorrow. But notice the arrows here from the west and southwest. Those winds will gust to 25 or 35 miles per hour. In the afternoon, the wind increases, becomes a little more southerly, driving temperatures into that 25 to 30 degree range. And you better enjoy them. Even though it'll be windy and difficult to enjoy them, we're going to see some big time changes. Notice up toward the banner here, we have this line of snow that's developing along a cold front. That's the leading edge of Arctic air that's going to slap into the area as we go into our Wednesday morning. That snow will move through between Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, creating difficult travel conditions for your Wednesday morning commute. Much more on that in just a second. Right now, let's talk about the good news for tomorrow. It'll be breezy from the west and southwest, 15 to 25 miles per hour temperatures, 25 to 30 west and southwest of Fargo, and a lot of mid-20s across western and northwest Minnesota. Now, let's get into the ice cream here with our storm system as we work through the Tuesday night forecast. A cold front sags southward. I paused it at 6 a.m. It's moved through the northern valley and has left snow on the ground with wind picking up. So there could be areas of blizzard-like conditions. We're talking gusts to 40, maybe even 50 miles per hour with some snow on the ground. Notice the snow will be just pushing into the Fargo area and points south as we begin our day. So there'll be difficult travel conditions first thing in the morning. By mid to late morning, these showers of snow will be moving out. The north winds will still be gusty, so we'll have some blowing and drifting through the midday hour. Notice that the arrows are disappearing up north. The wind begins to decrease late as that cold air funnels down from Canada. We have a winter storm watch for the potential for blizzard-like conditions. We're not talking a lot of snow here. 1 to maybe an isolated area picking up 4 inches of snow. But because it comes with gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour, zero visibilities are a likelihood. So blizzard-like conditions followed up by extreme cold and dangerous wind chills. The morning commute will be impacted. There may be closures. Tune into the Valley today or download the Valley News Live weather app for the latest. And also, blizzard conditions will be brief, not lasting all day. Temps fall throughout the day, 30 to 50 degrees. And again, 1 to maybe 4 inches of snow with gusts upwards of 50 miles per hour and dangerous wind chills. Mostly moony, Barbie says. She saw that in the Richland County area. What a glorious full moon we had there as we went through the weekend. On Wednesday, there's your storm. Temperatures fall for some of us upwards of 40 to 50 degrees in a one-day period. Unbelievable temperature fall. Thursday morning, brutal. Climbing out of it for your Valentine's Day, 11 above for your evening plans. Then the weekend brings the 20s back. So as I started out with, short-lived on this cold air system.
We're just shaking our heads over here.
Yeah, you're not getting much for Valentine's Day if this proves true.
Well, when he was shaking his head, I was hearing some odd noises.
I don't know what
Loose
that
rocks.
was.
So,